You ever wonder how the Nazis took power in the 30s? Because no one took them seriously in the 20s. You know why? Because they sucked. They were the loudest and most annoying people in German society. They were basically just rowdy racists that went to beer halls, got drunk, and complained about the people they hated. And when I say racist, they were like old-fashioned racists. They believed wholeheartedly that there was a race of people called the Aryans that was the greatest thing that ever happened ever. They were their descendants, but their glory and their destiny had been corrupted by interbreeding with inferior races. They were occultists, and the leaders of the original party before Hitler joined had this idea that the messiah figure, the Kommen Großen, the coming great one. It didn't help that they had taken and misinterpreted the concept of the Übermensch from Nietzsche, and eventually they put Hitler into this role. Why? Because he was a good public speaker. If you were a German racist and you went to a beer hall gathering of the Nazi party and Hitler was speaking, you knew you were in for a speech. He was going to say all the horrible things that the party already believed, but he was going to say it with pizzazz, because God knows none of their other speakers had any charisma. And they formed the Sturmabteilung, the Storm Division, the Stormtroopers. These were their political agitators, the brown shirts. They'd go around and start fights, smash windows, rile up the Marxists, because that's just how you did politics at the time. And then they'd tuck themselves out and go back and have a drink and be racist. But then in 1922, Mussolini and his fascist party marched on Rome. Hitler was like, oh my god, this is how we do it! And they have the beer hall putsch. This was when they tried to coup the government. They took over a beer hall and they took government officials hostage. They went, we're in charge now. Look, we have a World War I general. We have Ludendorff. Ludendorff's just sitting drooling in the corner going, However, word of the coup reaches, the authorities, and they went, no, we've had enough of you extremists. They send in the big guns, literally. There's a clash in the streets, a bunch of the Nazis get shot, Goering gets shot, and they all scatter and run away. And Hitler gets locked up in Landsberg prison. However, when Hitler goes on trial, he turns it into a piece of political theatre. He's up there like, what I did not out of hate, but out of love for my country. And he goes viral. He gets a whole bunch of very wealthy people interested in him and his party. They're like, we like what you got to say, but you've got an image problem. You can't be out here acting all crazy and stuff. Well, we love it. We love the energy. The people, they're not going to like it. But that's when the Nazis get a makeover. They start making proper uniforms and suits. They start to try and look like real candidates. By the time he's released from prison, Germany's kind of moved on. They're riding high on American loans and everyone's having a good time. It's the Weimar Republic. The Nazis are out there like doomsday sayers going, the economy's gonna crash soon. No one takes them seriously till the economy crashes. 1929 stock market crash. And suddenly, unfortunately, the Nazis looked like they knew what they were doing. In 1930, they get like a third of the vote. Point is, don't worry about the Nazis in the streets, worry about them in the suits.